The 10 biggest technology trends for 2022. As a futurist, I do this every year. I look at the key trends that will shape the next year. The first one is that computing power will continue to explode. We will now have much better cloud computing infrastructure. We have seen this, businesses re-platforming to the cloud, but we're also seeing a push towards better networks. We see 5G being rolled out, 6G. This means we have more computing power on the edge with more powerful devices in our phones, in our cars, in our smartwatches, and so on. The second trend is connected and smart everything. So the computer power allows us to make our devices smarter. We now have more intelligent TVs, more intelligent cars that can operate autonomously, and more intelligent robots that can work alongside humans to do more things. So we will see a massive explosion in the amount of connected smart devices, including intelligent home robots that we will see being introduced in 2022. And then there's some other amazing technologies on the horizon, things like storing our data in DNA, things like quantum computing that will give us 1 trillion times more powerful computing power than we have today. So this is a massive trend to watch and will impact everything we do. Another important trend is datafication. So data as a key enabler for all of this. So all of this digitization means we have more data available. Data has now become the #1 business asset for every organization. We can use data to better understand our customers, really understand key trends, understand what is working inside our organizations, and organizations are becoming better at using the computer power they now have available to use their data. This brings me to the next trend, which is artificial intelligence, and in particular machine learning. This has seen huge advances. So we are now using all the data, the computing power to give us AI capabilities. And the key trends I'm seeing here is machine vision. So we now have computers that can see and recognize what is on a video, what's on a photograph. We're now seeing natural language processing really making big advances. So machines being able to understand our voice, but also speaking back at us. And a big trend is towards no-code AI. This means artificial intelligence can be used by anyone. It will democratize the machine learning environment. So in the past, we need people with coding skills. Now we can simply use a user interface, a bit like how we design websites today without coding, where you just move things around in a graphical user interface. This is how we will be able to use AI in the future. Another massive trend is extended reality. We are seeing now that our devices, our phones in particular, and tablets are becoming better at augmented reality. But we are also seeing a push and a transition towards better virtual reality. What we'll see in 2022 is new devices that are lighter, more portable. So instead of having clunky virtual reality headsets that you need Wi-Fi connections for, we will see lighter, almost glasses-like devices that allow us to connect to our phones to give us virtual reality experiences on the go, which will then pave the way for the metaverse, this whole universe of a digital world where you can move from one to the other in a continuous stream. Another one is digital trust, in particular blockchain technology and distributed ledgers and non-fungible tokens, which are transforming many things. So they will give us, obviously, it's not just digital currency like Bitcoin, but it will give us smart contracts. It will give us the ability to verify ownerships with these NFTs. And what we're seeing in the future, or especially in 2022, is where more physical object will be enhanced by blockchain technology and by tokens. Another key trend is 3D printing. And we can now make things using 3D printing that we could never do before. We can mass produce customized pieces. And nowadays we can 3D print almost any material, from concrete where we 3D print houses, to food that can be 3D printed, to metal and composite materials. And this will transform manufacturing. Another key trend, and we've seen huge advances, and we've just seen the Nobel Prize being awarded for genomics, gene editing, and synthetic biology. So what we are able to do is, and we've already seen this happening, is we can modify crops, we can cure and eradicate diseases, we can develop new vaccines like the COVID-19 vaccine that was developed using genomics, things we couldn't simply do before. And another really important trend is nanotechnology. It's linked a little bit to genomics, is looking at materials and giving them new attributes, but really manipulating them on a subatomic level, where we create things like bendable screens, better batteries, water repellent and self-cleaning fabrics, and even self-repairing paint. And my last trend, hugely important, is new energy solutions. The world is now on its way to decarbonize our world. We need to tackle climate change. So what we're seeing here is we see better batteries that we can use in our cars, but also new technologies like nuclear, especially nuclear fusion and green hydrogen, that will allow us to power our ships, our planes, our trains, and generate energy for the general public. So these for me are the key trends everyone needs to get ready for today. If you want to learn more, head to my website or check out my books, Business Trends in Practice and Tech Trends in Practice, which go into much more detail on these.